Hello everyone, my name is Alex and I am the mod author of Applied Fabrication. So in this video I'm going to be going over sort of what the mod implements at this point in time and sort of what I'm planning on covering in the future and what I'm planning on sort of adding so you guys know the direction of this mod. So the first thing I want to show you guys, if you're wondering why it says 13 mods loaded, is because I'm playing with a couple of extra mods. I threw a couple of extra mods in here because I'm actually still running this out of Eclipse. There is a downloadable version, but a couple of things that you're going to see here aren't in the downloadable version just yet. But yeah, okay, so let's go here. Let's get into my world that I've made. So I haven't set anything up because, I don't know, I want to do it the better way. So at the moment, the mod implements two tabs. The Components tab, and as you guys can see, these are all metadata items. So for IDs right now, there's only one ID for items, and then 1, 2, 3, so there's really only 4 IDs, when really there's quite a bit more. So the first thing I'm going to tell you guys is the main focus of my mod is the hammer. The hammer is kind of like the wrench in most other mods. The only difference is the hammer at the moment doesn't have any right-click functionality. So if I right-click here, it does absolutely nothing. So it's kind of more just, if you think about kind of Red Power or Project Red, the diamond drop plate, it basically just is used in crafting and takes durability. Now, the next thing is the Mystical Hammer, which is pretty much an upgraded version of the hammer, but it's unbreakable, so there's no durability, so it's pretty much better. However, it does require another star to make. I'll show you guys the recipe, but it's something that I didn't want to make it too ridiculous to make, but also I didn't want to make it that you can get it like 10 seconds after you got the hammer. It needs to be kind of so more of an end, like later game thing. And then the last thing is the fabrication table. This table at the moment works exactly like a crafting table. The GUI and everything's identical to a crafting table. I pretty much changed the texture of it and just kind of used crafting table functionality. However, this did not replace the crafting table, so it's a whole new classes and everything. The regular crafting table's there, but all the recipes and everything work the exact same. Eventually, I want the crafting table to be somewhat like the project table from Red Power. However, there's going to be so much more functionality to it that personally I think should have been added to it right away. Just a couple things I'm just going to throw out there is one of the things is going to be you can turn it on and off, in terms of you can make it so that you can't right click it, so it can be disabled for whatever reason if you want that. And another thing I'm going to throw out there just to keep you guys waiting is I'm planning on making it so that there's going to be sort of buttons here on the side that you can like click, like, well, not buttons, like modules you can put in, like cards and things. They're not going to be cards though, that you put in. And then that's going to make it like an automated table. Basically, you can feed things in with pipes using BuildCraft or anything like that. So it can become an automation table and just many different things like that. So it's basically going to turn into kind of like a modular crafting table in a sense. So yeah, that's kind of what that is. But right now, it otherwise does nothing. I'm just going to be using the table first, showing you guys crafting recipes. Okay, so the first thing we're going to want to do is get some wood. I'll just grab a little bit to show you guys. So the first thing we're going to want to build, wow, tongue twister, is going to be the hammer. So the hammer is that's the hammerhead. So it's basically just like that, cobblestone, and then we need wood and some sticks. Lagging a little bit. That's not good just for the minute because I'm recording. Let's just drop it down. I don't need to see far anyway. Okay, so there's 2 sticks and a piece of wood, and the wood does not matter. So from any other mod, I haven't tested it with any other mod wood, but it should technically work, I assume. I hope it does. Yeah, so you can use any type of wood. Then you basically put the rod and the hammer together, and voila, you now have the hammer. So the first and foremost thing that someone else already reviewed this mod, his name is actually, if I pull it up here, his name was Dryad. He already made a mod review of this mod. You can find it on the forum post. What he mentioned is probably true. The most important thing that everyone likes about this mod, including him, he loved the most, is you can take one piece of cobblestone, this is shapeless by the way, and a hammer, and you can turn it into stone brick. The reason why I added this is because the recipe for stone brick is nice and everything, yes, but you have to smelt it. And if you're just building a basic house to get started and you don't want to use crappy cobblestone, you can use stone bricks, because if you think about it, stone bricks doesn't really have a crafting, like, isn't really useful in Minecraft for any actual crafting recipes. It's basically just a decorational block, and to have to go through all that hassle just to get it, it's kind of a pain for me. So that's kind of why I added that. So that's one of the recipes. The next one I'm going to show you guys is to do with Mossy Stone. So I'm going to get that, and then bricks, regular, make sure not monster bricks. Also, I am, never mind, no, I'm not. For a second I thought I was playing on the snapshot, but I lied. Because I'm used to playing on the snapshot, because ever since the new snapshots come out, I've always been playing on it. Okay, so the first thing we can make is if you take any stone brick, or cobble for that matter, I'll show you guys here in a minute, and we put vines around it, we can make one moss stone. Or we can do the exact same thing with cobblestone. So now you can finally get that without having to go hunting for it, which is also a pain in the ass in my opinion. Another thing you can do now is to get cracked stone brick, you have to go hunting for it. There's no really crafting recipe. However, with my mod, you can do that. Basically put a piece of TNT and 8 around, you get 8 cracked stone bricks. So yeah, again, these recipes may change. Nothing's final at the moment. And I haven't decided yet if I'm going to make these recipes, or at least the hammer recipes, only done in my table. I have not decided. I'm still thinking about that, but we'll get there. Okay, I've showed you guys that. Next. The next recipe you can make is Mycelium, actually. So let's grab some mushrooms. Whoa. Give me back the mushrooms, thank you. Some bone meal. And some grass. Okay. So with grass, you can take this, yoink, and then mushrooms, it doesn't matter what side it goes on, as long as you have one mushroom on each side, you get one mycelium block. And to demonstrate this, let's just flip that around, doop-a-doo. So as you can see, it works either way with mushroom, but it has to be like this. It's not a shapeless, sorry, but yeah. Okay, so you can make mycelium also. Next, what we can make is, have you ever had way too much dirt or way too much gravel, but you need dirt, or vice versa? With the hammer, we can do it, and we can switch it between gravel and dirt, and just basically back and forth. So if you've got a shitload of dirt and you want a shitload of gravel, ta-da, or vice versa, bam, and as you can see, the hammer got used up. So for this thing, I'm gonna just get the mystical hammer. Okay. Oh shit! Actually, I just realized something. Did I do that? I may have to fix that. Oh, I did only do that. Whoopsies. Okay, I just realized something, a mistake I made, but okay. So now to get actually to the mystical hammer, I'll show you guys how to make that. So first, we're gonna need the rod. So we're gonna get another rod, and then we're gonna get a lapis lazuli block. And with the hammer and the lapis lazuli block, we can make the divine rod. So not that bad a recipe for the rod. It's kind of okay. What I realized actually was I don't think I actually had a recipe that I can use a mystical hammer to make mystical hammer components. So I gotta add that. So that'll be next release. And then now for the actual hammer, so we're gonna get a hammerhead. Hammerhead here. We're gonna get gold, nether stars. I don't even remember my own recipe. That's kind of bad. Whoopsie. Probably should have that memorized. Okay, shapeless recipe. I have it. It's gold, iron, nether star, and then the hammerhead. Right. Yeah, that's what I have. Okay, good. Oh no, iron. I don't have. Crap. Okay. So what we're gonna do is, this is shapeless, by the way, so it doesn't matter how you do it, as long as you get that. And that's the next thing I'm gonna show you guys. 2 gold and the hammerhead. So it's pretty much the official recipe of how it's supposed to be is something like that. That's kind of how it's supposed to be mimicked if you look at the drawing, kind of. So again, the hammer can go anywhere, but this is shapeless, so whatever. And that gets you the infused head. Once you put that and that together, you can then make the unbreakable hammer. Bam. Okay. So the next part of my mod, which is the ability to make Chainmail Armor, which is pretty cool. So we can take the mystical hammer, and then, or regular hammer, it doesn't matter, and 1 iron equals 8 chain. So technically you take 3 iron, gives you 24 chain, and 24 chain is the exact amount of chain that you need to make a full set of armor, as you can see here. and then we got the helmet. Ta-da! So that gets you a full set of armor. So pretty much 3 iron get you a full set of chainmail armor. The reason why I did this is because chainmail isn't that good, but I don't think it should be like costing 10 iron, because it's like half an iron thing. So I want to make it a little bit cheaper. So whatever. Now, goodbye. Don't need you anymore. Don't need TNT or that. Don't need that, or that. Okay. So that's how you can make chain. So the next recipe I'm going to show you guys is between right, the next 2 really cool recipes. Another thing that actually I got told to by a friend today was that there should be a way to make leather. So I thought rotten flesh. Now I've seen the new Tinker's Construct, and what it does is basically there's that rack, a drying rack, and we right click the rotten flesh, it goes on, then like a second later it turns leather and you just right click to take it off. I think that's kind of cheap because leather is supposed to be a little bit harder to get in the game. So that's why I think it should use durability. Again, you can use the mystical hammer for this. It works either way, it doesn't matter. But I don't know, I think just having it for free like that without having to take any damage on anything is a little bit cheap. So I made it this way. It's basically just pound the rotten flesh so you get thick leather, if you think about it. The next thing I want to show you guys, which is pretty cool. Did I get rid of my chain? Whoops, I think I did. Chain, diamond, and then saddles, 3 of them. Goodbye, and then string, and I should have leather. Well, I can make some, so whatever. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to show you guys is you can actually make a saddle. Now, because I know that's kind of one thing a lot of people like, but I don't know, it was kind of taken out. Why? I don't know. Sadly. What was the recipe? Oh shit. No, that's what it was. Right. So it's pretty much 1 piece of string and 3 pieces of iron. Gives you 1 saddle. And then with the saddle, the reason why I added the recipe is because my mod also at the moment implements how to make, if you can guess it, horse armor. So this is how you make iron horse armor, and it's basically the exact same thing with diamond and that. Only difference being is that there's always iron on the bottom. The reason why I put iron always at the bottom is because on real horse armor there's like kind of weights on the end of it that kind of hold the armor down, I believe. Or is that with the cloth? Maybe with the whatever. Something always holds it. Basically something like weights holding it down pretty much. So those kind of act like the weight. And then the chain is basically so it like holds the whole thing together. And that gives you gold. And then I'll just quickly show you guys diamond. No, not string. Chain, saddle, and then iron. Bam. Okay, fantastic. So you can get all the horse armor for your horses now and everything, which I think is pretty cool. Let me think. I have not added a crafting recipe for the fabrication table just yet. Sorry, just I haven't decided how I want to make it yet, because that is kind of difficult. Especially being because I don't want to make it too cheap, but I also do want to make it better in a sense. So, let me just quickly check here to make sure I went through all the recipes. There's one I know I didn't go through. I'm going to go through that now, which is the last one. So I probably should have went through it. I went through Mycelium, but whatever, I forgot. Deal with it. I think that's it right now for what it implements, except for the one last thing is bone meal and then grass. Sorry, no shit, not grass. That kind of gave it away, didn't it? Probably. So pretty much you take 1 dirt and 1 bone meal equals 1 grass. The reason why I did this is because honestly getting silk touch is kind of a pain, especially because half the time like you want to build something underground like a base, you just want a little bit of grass, then you have to like wait for silk touch, and I don't know. I mean, it can be a challenge. Again, I might make this mod also does have config file, by the way. I may make it in the file that all these recipes are turned on and offable in terms of especially this grass one and mycelium. So like let's say you want to have a challenge, like the mycelium you can keep on, but then to get the grass to make the mycelium you need to get silk touch first, something like that. I might be also implementing that into the configs. We'll have to see. So I believe that's it at the moment. I've not added a recipe for cobweb because Yeah, I don't know. I think a hammer and string would be kind of weird for a recipe, especially considering what would you do? Hammer the string, you wouldn't get cobweb. Well, you maybe would, but yeah. So the rest of these, also if there's a recipe you would like me to add into the mod, like something that you think is ridiculous that is way too hard to get, or just something like that, just let me know in the forums and I can always take that into account. Also, any ideas you have that you'd like to see in a mod, I can easily put them in and it'd be very cool. So now my last thoughts I want to tell you guys is the intentions for this mod is what this mod at the moment is more of sort of a crafting mod, but I eventually want to turn it into anything to do with basically fabricating anything, hence the name Fabrication. So it's going to be like how to automate crafting, how to make new crafting recipes, how to change the way crafting's made. I'm never going to be removing a vanilla recipe, at least I don't think I will. I was thinking about removing the recipe for stone bricks, but then I realized other mods use it and then might get some conflicts and things, so I decided not to. If you guys think I should, let me know. Again, always open to comments. So yeah, then also I'm planning on implementing some form of item transportation. I have an idea in my mind, but it's going to be hard as hell to do because it's a little bit complicated, so don't expect that for a while. Also, this fabrication table and the GUI and everything like that, I'm getting busier and busier with just life in general, so it's not like I'm going to be like updating every single day with like new and improved GUI and then like who the hell knows what. Like, don't expect this mod to be finished in like 2 weeks because that's just far-fetched. I might have the GUI done in 2 or 3 weeks. I'm hoping to. Again, depends. Again, I'm still learning. Like, I'm not a master by any means at any of this. I do still have to look at tutorials. I do still have to go on GitHub and look at code. That's another thing. This mod is on GitHub, so if you guys do want to take a look at it, feel free. If wondering what this is, just have, as I said, I have a couple of the mods installed. So again, feel free for any of that stuff. So that's pretty much it, guys. So I hope you enjoyed this mod review of Applied Fabrication. Again, I am the mod maker. Also, if you guys want to do any review of this mod, just make a review and then just send me the link. So again, my name's Alex, and I'll see you guys all in a next video.